Hello everyone, welcome to my videos. In this day, let us start the ninth standard social science subject. In the geographical part, the second chapter, Physiography Division of Karnataka. So in this chapter, in our previous class, we learned about that in the basically we have to divide it into the Karnataka can in the three part of physical divisions. So at that first one, that is the coastal plain. So in this coastal plain we can observe there, and then or we can learn there our neighboring coastal places and then prominent ports in our Karnatakas. And then, so how did people, so what are the people's occupations and what are the people's crops like that? So these are all informations we have to study at that in our previous class at that first point, the coastal plains. And the next one, look at that map, the Malnad region. So in this Malnad region, we can see that in the most the Western Ghats. So Western Ghats ali at that first one, the Charmodi Ghat, Shirdi Ghat, Agumbe Ghat, and then Hulikal Ghat. And in some other place, it was to very popularity for this in the waterfalls. For example, Abbe Falls, Shivana Samudra, Unchandi Falls, Mogad, and then Gokak Falls. So these are all we have to see there in this the Malnad regions. And then some other Kodagu districts, it is to the land of coffee. And then it is known as the Kashmir of Karnataka. So these are all informations we have to study in our previous class. But still today, we start that at the third point, the Maidan region. Look at that map. So in this map, we have to divide it into the three types at the Arabian coastal sea, the coastal plain, and the next part the Malnad region, and the another one next part so Bidar to Mysore, Bangalore. So these are all were that is the Maidan region. Okay, let's start today. In the concept is at the third point the Maidan region of Karnataka. To the east of Malnad is a vast plain with the height approximately to the 450 to 760 meters. Its area are irrigated by the Krishna, Tungabhadra, and the Kaveri river. There are many rivers in these areas. So it has land sloping towards to the east, the rising in the height for north to south. The Maidan can be divided into the two parts. At that first one, the northern Maidan and then southern Maidan. So these two types of we can divide it into that in this Malnad region. So especially the next one, the support of the North Maidan. So what we have studying it this North Maidan. Okay, look at it and start now in this Karnataka, the northern part. It is a west plain with the black soil. So in these areas we have to see there that mud it is to color of this fully black, and it an expensive plot is it's around to the 365 to 610 meters above the sea level. So at this in the northern Maidan places, it is to above on this the 362 and 610 meters to above the and in sea level. In these places, we have to see there too. It is too very difficult, different from these places. For this, the hill and hill rocks can be seen in this in the northern Maidan places. And then some other we have to see there the prominent among them to that. Look at that picture. So Naragunda, Parasagada Gudda, and then Gurumitkal Gudda, and then Ilakal Gudda. So these are all over. There are the prominent hills of this in this northern part, and then the areas to the east of Saudati and then Badami have the limestones with the faulting. So these are all to the prominent hills. The Nandi Gudda, Parasada Gudda, Gurumitkal Gudda, and then Ilakal Gudda. It is to very high on this some other hills places. And then the Saudati and then Badami, it is to caves. It is to the caves to high in this some other places. And then next, the prominent waterfalls are reaching in the northern side. That is the Gokak Falls. And then in this Gokak river, it is to be the 62 meters high and created by the Gadaprabha river. So the Gokak Falls is created by in which river? It is to flowing onto that is the Gadaprabha river. Chaya Pragavati and Shoglas are the waterfalls in this region. So Jaya Bhagavati and Sogla are the waterfalls in these regions of this Gokak's places. And then some other districts we have to see there in this northern part. So which are the districts is located in the northern parts? Okay, look at that map. So at that first one, Bidar, Vijayapur, Kalburgi, Yadgiri, ಗದಗ್ ಗೋ ಕೊಪ್ಪಳ ರಾಯಚೂರು ಬಳ್ಳಾರಿ ಹಾವೇರಿ ಬಾಗಲಕೋಟೆ and Dharwad, Belagavi. So these are all were it is to be northern district. So northern part we have to see there in these types where difficult places of this northern part. In this region, it is very hot in summer and it is deep. In this place, it is too very hot, and it is called the land of sunshine, the dry crops. So, so these places it is to be always to be very hot. So, ಹಾಗಾಗಿ it is to called as the land of sunshine. And then the dry crops like the jowar, bajra, grapefruit, coconut, and pulse are this the mainly grown are here in this northern place. And then next we have to study that in the southern Maidan. So what were the qualities in the southern Maidan? Okay, let us we start now. These areas it is to extended from this Tungabhadra river, the basin in the north of Chamrajnagar districts in this south. So it is too very different from this the northern Maidans. Okay, in this northern Maidan, we have to see there in this red soil or black soil. Sorry, black soil in this northern Maidans, but it is to plateaus with the abundant red soil. So in this southern part, we have to see there in this red soil. Look at that maps. So how they are different from there in this north Karnataka place in this north and southern part. And then it has unusual surface with the many ups and downs and has to hide for this the 900 to 975 meters. It is too high above for this the sea level, and it is no higher than the northern Maidan and slopes towards to the east. So there are the many hills in this northern side. So which are the hills we have to see there in this northern side? So the first of all, the Chitradurga hills. So we have to live in Chitradurga. We have to see that is the Chitradurga hills, and then Narayana Durga, Savanadurga, Shivaganga in Bengaluru rural districts. So these are all we have to see there. And Madhugiri Hills in this Tumakuru district is the biggest monolith hills in this Asia. And then the Nandi Hills. So Nandi Hills, Channakeshava Hills, Kaule Durga, and in Skandagiri Hills. It means the Harihareshwara Hills. So these are all were in this Chikkaballapura districts. Adi Chuchanagiri Hills in this Mandya districts, and then Biligiri Ranganapetta Hills, and Malemadeshwara Hill, and Himad Gopala Swami Hills, Chamarajanagara district. So these are all were in the Chamarajanagara districts, and then Chamundi Hills in this Mysore districts are this prominent hills. And then these areas in this the heavy rain and then the shadow of this the Western God. So in this Western God, we have to see there he has to growing on this the various for this producing to improvement on this agricultural field. The Kaveri, the Palampenals are the important river flowing through this in this region. The Ragi, Paddy, sugarcane, sugarcane, groundnut, mulberry, the vegetable, a varieties of fruits and flowers are the main crops and main crop grown to there for this in this southern Maidan. And then at the last one, the Davangere, Chitradurga, Tumkuru, Kolar, Mandya, Mysore, Chamarajanagar. So these are all districts are there in this the southern Maidans. So in these places it is to various historical places. So these are all the information about that in the southern Maidans. So in this Maidan region, we have to see there in these two types of this divided into the southern Maidan. In the north, the Maidan region is divided into the two types, the northern Maidan and then southern Maidan. So these are all information. It is to southern Maidan. And then Madhugiri hills is the single rock hill. It is to very popularity, and then we have to see there in this Mullayanagiri. It is also one of the popular hills of this in the southern part, Karnataka. So these are all information on this the physiography divisions of this Karnataka. So ಇಲ್ಲಿಗೆ ಈ ಚಾಪ್ಟರ್ ಮುಕ್ತಾಯವಾಗ್ತದೆ. Thank you for watching these videos.